Hello everyone, this is Coach Molly Ryder and welcome to Blog Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a great blog post and more specifically about the 10 key blogging techniques that you always want to use when you're writing a blog post. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I just want to go over the idea behind this blog post, which is the deadline alert. So I think we've all been there where, it's like 40 minutes before you've got a meeting with an accountability partner or your coach or someone with whom you're responsible to, and you realize that you haven't finished the blog post that you promised you'd do. So you sit down and you quickly type this out, 300 words on your computer, hit publish, and you sit back and relax. You did it with 2 minutes to spare. You got this blog post done and up. Thank goodness, right? Wrong. Blogging for the sake of blogging is not a good idea, okay? It's truly a bad reason to blog. In a lot of ways, you've really wasted 40 minutes of your precious time because blogging is more than just adding content to your website. If you're blogging simply to fill your website with words, you're not being effective in the blogging. Blogging can do so much more for you. And if you're just doing it to build content, you're losing out on a lot of great opportunities. Also, it's going to more quickly become boring and tedious and feel, not supportive of your business because it truly isn't supporting your business. So in order for blogging to support your business, to feel like an effective use of time, you do need to include and use these 10 techniques. All right. Now, this does not mean that you need to spend more than 40 minutes blogging. It simply means that you need to blog with more than your deadline in mind. Okay. So our 10 key blogging techniques, I've got them listed out here so that the next time you spend 40 minutes on a blog, you have these 10 techniques to work from. Okay. So they include defining your topic, having an engaging title, the keys to your opening sentence, making sure you have points that matter, your call to action, where and when to include that, how to make your blog post memorable, the read aloud technique, the importance of timing, sharing your blog post, and conversing, or the conversation aspect of your blog post. So just based on this list, I would love to know which tip strikes you as most important, or which one you're really interested in learning more about because you just don't know the answer. So if you could please share that in a comment below, that would be awesome. All right, let's keep going. So number 1, defined topic. You want to clearly decide what the mission of your blog topic is going to be, okay? So you should be able to answer the questions why you're writing this blog post and not for you, okay? So this is not writing this blog post to add more content to my website or to get someone to buy my product. No. What I'm asking for is, why are you writing this blog post for your readers? Why should they care about it? And then what do you hope your readers will know afterwards? And you can exchange the word know for learn, do, whatever it is, but what do you hope your readers will know afterwards? You really want to keep your mission simple and distinct for each blog post so that it becomes really clear to the reader and they choose to read and take action. Number 2, an engaging title. The title of your blog post is going to appear everywhere in search engine results, in RSS feeds, on other blog sites if your blog gets shared, on social media platforms, in your archives. There's a number of places that your blog post can appear, okay? And if your title is boring or just doesn't really say anything related to your topic or is very long-winded, okay, not helpful to you or your blog or to have it be read, right? So you want a title that grabs the attention of both human readers and search engines, okay? So some ways to really be engaging in your title means that you want to communicate a benefit of the blog post. You want to state a strong opinion. Maybe it's a controversial topic. Ask a question. Personalize the title with the word you, like your top dating secrets or something like that. Add keyword phrases. Use humor. We all love to laugh, and if we can see that in a title, we're more likely to read on. Or use power words like secret, and I mentioned that earlier, right? So using power words like secret or easy to engage with your audience. Okay, number 3, opening sentence. This is truly where you seal the deal, all right? People will only look at your blog post for about 10 seconds before they choose to read it or move on. And if they don't get the idea with the title and the first sentence of your blog in terms of the benefit of reading it and the excitement around reading your blog, then you've lost them, and truly you've wasted your time in writing a blog post because no one's going to read it past the first 2 sentences, the title and the opening sentence, because they're not interested anymore. So those are key pieces to really make sure you seal the deal, all right? Your opening sentence needs your keyword phrase. This is how Google search engines are going to find your blog post. So make sure it's there in the first opening sentence, okay? And then within the context of using that keyword phrase in your opening sentence, you can do a lot of different things. So you can identify a need. You can ask a question that really only has one answer, so people are dying to know. You can say something unexpected. You can paint a picture. So there's a lot of things that you can do within that opening sentence. Just also be sure to include the keyword phrase. Okay? So in thinking about the blogs that you read, I'd love to hear from you as to what type of opening sentence really hits home for you. Do you love it when someone paints a picture? Do you like the questions that people ask? Does that get you engaged? Think about your own habits and please share below. I'm really curious. All right. On to point number 4, points that matter. So your blog not only needs to have a great title, but then it of course needs to address points that matter within the post itself, okay? So these are also called subtitles or subheadlines. And in this one I have 10, right? I'm talking about the 10 key blogging techniques. So there's 10 aspects that I'm going over and I'm making that really clear at the top with the headline. And if your blog doesn't have a point or doesn't have these key points within it, no one's going to read all the way through. If they just look at it and see this long, paragraph after paragraph of writing, doesn't that just exhaust you thinking about it? So make sure that it's really easy for people to find the points, the subheadlines within your blog post, and make them clear so that people see the value of reading them and then reading the information you have below it. All right, calls to action. Have you ever written a blog post and then nothing happens? I've done it. There are no comments, no votes, no subscriptions, no sales. It's frustrating. But you're really not alone. A lot of people actually blog this way. In fact, that's probably the majority of blogs out there. However, just because you're in the majority in terms of not getting a response doesn't make it okay. All right? It's time to play around with calls to action. And when it comes to calls to action, there's no perfect solution. This is going to be trial and error and playing around with your audience to see what really works. Okay, so here's some ideas. First, you want to really be clear about which call to action you want your readers to take, and you only want them to take one. So for example, with this blog post, the only calls to action that I'm giving you are to leave comments below, because I want to engage with you. That's the only thing that I'm interested in from this blog post, okay? So that's my call to action, just to give you an idea. And then second, you really want to make it a win-win situation, okay? So what's in it for your reader if they leave a comment? And this can be as simple as, that they get to a response directly from you. I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts and questions so that I can answer them in future blogs. And that's another helpful thing in terms of a win-win, right? If I know I leave a comment and then there's going to be a whole nother blog about it next week, I'm far more likely to leave the comment and ask the question, right? All right, third, make the call to action achievable. If it's 1,000,000 steps to do this call to action, I've got other things to do, right? So set your readers up for success. And lastly, you don't want to wait until the end of the blog for a call to action. Have something at the beginning and in the middle of the blog. And as you may have been listening, I've already asked for a call to action twice, and we're only at step number 5. So you want to make sure that you're setting people up to respond. It also gets them thinking about responding while they're reading the article, so that when they get to the end, they don't have to formulate a response. They've already got one in mind. All right, number 6, make it memorable. After writing every blog post, ask yourself, how can I make this blog post more useful to my readers? You'll probably have 1,000,000 thoughts about little things you could add. Just pick one. Pick one and do it, okay? Because the more thoughtful and the more helpful your blog post is, then the more readers are truly going to get from it, and they're going to share it, right? I mean, think about the blog posts that you've really found helpful or engaging. Those are the ones that you turn around and share. The ones that are kind of fluffy, whatever, you know? So when you find blog posts that are super helpful, you share that. And if you can create that kind of feeling on your website with your blogs, that's going to be super beneficial to you. Okay. Number 7, the read aloud. This is my favorite step. When you finish your blog, you have to read it out loud. I can't tell you how many times this has saved my butt in big ways, okay? It's truly the ultimate test. When you can read a blog post out loud, you really learn where things are too fluffy or they're too hard to follow. And that allows you to shorten things up, make it simplified, make it crisp and clear. Okay, because if people can't follow along, if there's not a natural flow, then they get caught in the choppiness of it and they leave. So the easier a blog post is to read, then the more engaged your readers are, the more they follow through to the end, the more they take your call to action. Read it aloud, out loud, as if there were someone in the room. Okay, timing's everything. So just because you finish your blog post and you have that accountability meeting in 10 minutes, doesn't mean you publish. You have to consider timing, all right? Is it the weekend? Is it a holiday? What days of the week are best for your audience? And then 2, what times of day are best for your audience? Are they on before work? Are they on after work? Do they not go to a job? So maybe during the day is actually a better time, all right? So you really need to be cognizant of when your audience is online and when is going to be the best time to reach them. Okay, Monday morning when we're all stressed out probably is not the time we're going to be going and searching for blog posts. All right, so really want to be thinking about that. The other kind of fun, important tip here is when you share your blog post on social media, you want to share it at a time when you're not going to be also sharing a ton of other stuff, right? Let the post marinate, let it be there and stand on your blog instead of all of a sudden, or on your fan page or social media platform before it gets lost in a number of other posts that you share, okay? All right, number 9, sharing. We all love sharing. Sharing is caring, okay? So don't wait for your readers to share your blog posts. That's a lot of pressure on them to share your blog post, okay? Get in the habit of sharing it yourself. And a really great tool for this is Shareaholic, and it's on WordPress, all right? We have it. So with Shareaholic, you can easily share your blog posts to all of your social media platforms and other news feeds like Reddit and StumbleUpon. Those are 2 sites where people will often go to find fun and different articles. And if you post your blog there, then you have, other people can find your articles there as well. There are a number of other newsfeed type blog sites, so if you don't like Reddit or StumbleUpon, you can use other ones, and there are a bunch in the Shareaholic feature. But get comfortable with it, use it, put it as a part of your blogging process. All right, number 10, here we are. Start a conversation. So be the first to leave a comment underneath your blog post, okay? And don't just leave a comment that says, hey, share what your thoughts are. Not an engaging comment, all right?
When you leave a comment underneath your blog post, share your favorite aspect of the blog post. All right, what did you love about it? What were you reminded to do from your own blog post? Okay, and then be sure to reply back when others comment. All right, you guys, you're awesome. I want to know which tip you found most helpful. I want to hear it. I also want to know which tips you'd like to find more information on. And this allows me to formulate blog posts for you that really help you. So the more you share and comment, the more I can help you. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. This is Coach Molly, and I will talk to you soon.